What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Pioneers Podcast. I'm your host, Blackboijaye, and I'm here with my co-host, Byron P. Jackson.
What's up?
And today, man, we got a special guest, TikTok creator, content creator, who's getting these views like crazy, man, and making a name for himself. We got JNX Gaming. How you
What's
doing,
up?
man?
What's up? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilling. Today is a nice, cool, calm Sunday.
Woo.
We are ready.
Hi, welcome.
Okay. Well, on tonight's episode, man, we're gonna be just, briefly getting to know you more and like kind of see how it is for a content creator on a TikTok side of things. So, can you give us a little insight on how you got started with your journey?
So it all started back in 2020. You got the pandemic and everything going on, and the state of the world panicking and everything. And I was like, man, I've always wanted to get into gaming on like a media side. So like when I got into the media side, I ended up going into like gaming journalism for the first time. And I enjoyed it. It was great. I could voice some of my opinions and stuff like that. I wrote for many other companies and everything and sites. And that was really cool. I could express myself a little bit more and everything. So yeah, I got into games media for about 2 years. I did a couple of reviews that are certified on Metacritic. I did reviews on like different products that were coming out for like Xbox and headphones and everything like that. And then I reviewed a few games. I reviewed Miles Morales, Cyberpunk 2077, both Metacritic certified reviews. So that was really cool. I love Metacritic. Been a fan for like a long time. So seeing myself on Metacritic was like kind of like, whoa,
Mind blown, right?
Yeah, exactly. Mind blown. And so when I come back to it, fast forward, I start building my own PC because everybody's like, oh man, PC gaming and stuff. So I was like, if I'm doing the PC stuff, I should be able to utilize this to my advantage, maybe make some like streams or media or stuff that I actually enjoy doing and all around everything else. So I ended up just starting a TikTok and it was rough at first because then, when you take into account like all the time it takes to edit things and stuff, and then like it's 1-minute videos or maybe 2-minute videos, but man, it takes so much time. And so I ended up, spending like, I don't know, like maybe an hour and a half on just like editing videos, and then I'll upload it and it only get like maybe 300, 400 views. And I'm short, you know what I'm saying? Small time, everything like that. So I'm just like, well, it's whatever. And then I started noticing, man, I really want to get more views and stuff, but it's like, I don't mind the views, but it just takes so much time. So then I switch over to my phone and I use the tools that TikTok use, the green screen and the green screen video with the music and everything. And I ended up just turning that into something that I actually wanted to do. So boom, I utilized their tools and everything. And man, like views kept coming in. I went from 300-400 to now I'm sitting at like 1,000 plus. Just recently I got a video up to 40K. So I'm pretty happy,
Nice.
I
That's
hope
what's up.
it's
That's
not,
how it goes.
yeah. I hope it's not too late because I know the TikTok ban and everything is coming on, but I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm also present on Threads and everything. That's
Yeah.
like my primary platform. So I talk a whole bunch of stuff about gaming and anime and cartoons and things that I just like to talk about. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so glad you brought up that TikTok ban because that's still going through. What's going on? Are TikTok creators like yourself talking about where they're going to go, or is there possibly a new platform that's about to pop up in the wake of the ban here in the States? Or
Well, from what I'm hearing, a lot of people are migrating. How I see it is, if you're a big TikTok creator, you have no problem transitioning into like the Instagram and the YouTube and stuff. Like your exposure is pretty much everywhere. I have some mutuals on and friends on TikTok. They got 300K followers, 100K followers. So like they go to anywhere. They'll be like, all right, cool. I'll just plug y'all in and stuff. Y'all already viewing me. I'm already getting 200, 300K off of a video. So the exposure is there. If you're small time, I often say this. I do not want the TikTok to be banned by chance, but if you're small time and there's a possibility that it may be banned, and then the fact that something like an American company comes in and creates something that is very relevant to TikTok or the same as TikTok, I would say go for it. Like you have to take into account that like there's different algorithms that are in play. So, if you start with a new platform, it might be a different algorithm or no algorithm at all that have been organically grown over time. So now if everybody starts on that platform, it's ground zero. It's all fair game. You get a viral video or, I've often said to Jay that, Threads is relatively new. It's only been out for a year and people are migrating from Twitter and X, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to Blue Sky, they're going to Threads. And,
good old X.
Me personally, I never had millions of views. I never had 100,000 views just till recently. Like when they came down to Threads, I was hitting 100K, 200K, 300K. I would talk about Dragon Ball. I would talk about gaming. I would talk about everything. And it's just like, boom. Like, and it's just surprising to me. Like,
wow.
I didn't know it. I'm just talking about stuff I like, So I will always encourage people to just like try new platforms and see what works for you, and where you can find your audience, so that's just to me, I love Threads and I love TikTok. Again, I hope TikTok does not get banned, but hey, you just have to adapt to certain situations.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what was your first viral video? How did you feel when your content took off?
So my first viral video, I guess if you're saying for TikTok, is I was talking about Secret Level, and with Secret Level, it's very popular. I like Love, Death, Robots. If you have ever seen that show, it's a incredible show. I like it. It's had 3 seasons, and then they announced a video game anthology series. So I was like super, super, super happy to see it and see it grow. And then when they introduced it, I was like, man, you know what? I just want to talk about it, get my ranking of my rating for it. I also seen one of my mutuals do the same. Shout outs to Jacob Stevens. Very fantastic creator, and he created it. And I was like, you know what, I'll create my own thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because we got different episodes that we like and what we rate and stuff. So I ended up doing it and stuff like that. He did very well in this video, and then all of a sudden, just magically, I was like, okay, 2,000 from the start, and then I was at work and I'm just seeing the numbers just climb up. I'm like, wow, like 4,000 and
Nice. That's your most recent video here on TikTok, right? The 40K?
Yeah, the 40K one. Yeah, so shout out to Warhammer 40K because that was a fire episode too. So,
my buddy told me to watch that one last night because I didn't realize that it had dropped this weekend. I thought there was a few more days to come. I was like, oh crap. So I was only able to watch the Pac-Man one and gosh, what else did we watch? Pac-Man and Armored Core with Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah. That one is really cool. That Pac-Man one was really dark.
Crazy. I bet you're she's like, you must be hungry.
Yeah. Exactly.
Holy cow. That's a whole nother hate on Pac-Man.
Man.
That's the dark
Armored
side
Core
of
was
Pac-Man.
sick. Yeah, did you watch it too, Justin?
No.
Oh gosh.
Well, I need to though.
I want to spoil it for you, but it's a sci-fi.
Oh no, I know the concept.
Okay.
Yeah. Of the show because a buddy of mine had mentioned it to me.
Bro, I mean, just this episode in particular, it's kind of a dystopian sci-fi take on Pac-Man as a
okay. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stuck drone.
Yeah. That one was very dark. What's so funny though? Because they actually made a game off of that. So they were like, oh yeah, we'll just make a game. So it's a Metrovania. I forgot the name of it, but it's something. I don't know, it's somewhere. But yeah, I shared it on my threads. I was like, man, they actually made a game off of this. Like, this crazy, So yeah, I think it's coming in 2025. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know when the second half of Secret Level is supposed to be coming out? 'Cause that's just the first 9 episodes, right? Are there 9 more?
Yeah, it's gonna be coming next week,
Sweet.
Tuesday.
Okay.
So Tuesday. So yeah, they have the second half. They didn't advertise that, so everybody was kind of confused, like, man, why come I'm not seeing like Mega Man and I think Splunky is another one.
Right?
So yeah, they were like,
Exodus.
oh man, like, yeah, exactly. So it's just like I was just like, wow, like again, I'm a big Love Death Robots fan. So I'm excited to see those new episodes. And of course I'm gonna rate them and stuff. And hopefully it pops just like the other one. If not, it's fine. Like I like making the videos. I
Yeah.
like having fun making videos and having my own insights and stuff like that. Um, Not everybody's gonna agree with you and stuff like that. People are gonna have their own lists and stuff, and that's fine. As long as it's my opinion, you don't have to agree with it or disagree with it. I just like sharing stuff.
No, but see
Yeah,
that's the beauty of online discourse is being able to chat and have just a casual back and forth without everyone raging and be like, no, your point of view is trash. That game's trash. It's like, no, we can just let's just have a casual, civil conversation about stuff. Keep it cool.
It's kind of funny because I've had that already with like threads, and I did the same thing with the ranking and stuff. I was like, oh, here's my ranking and stuff. And somebody was like, hey, you shouldn't share anything ever in life again. I was like, hey, man, just, hey, relax.
Ever
Hey,
in
we
life
all
again,
ever in life
bro.
again. I'm like, hey.
That's when you got to reply. You got to say,
yo,
you need to shave your
yo,
face with some mace in the dark.
when I tell you people on threads are so toxic,
I know.
and
The
and
internet.
it mostly be them non-profile picture ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be the menace to society.
It's
Mhm.
cats coming from the site formerly known as Twitter.
Exactly. They migrate from Twitter all the way to Twitch. I mean, not
The
Threads.
threads.
The brain ain't have it. So I
Yeah.
mean, hey,
Yeah.
pick your poison, bro.
Yeah, I was just telling Jay, man, like, you can talk about anything on threads and stuff, and it'll always be some kind of controversial stuff. I like talking about Dragon Ball, so I post a lot of Dragon Ball content and stuff. I love Dragon Ball. I grew up with Dragon Ball, and man, people will grill you for everything. If you ain't fluent in Super, Daima, or the old school Dragon Ball, you talking about Dragon Ball, they gonna try to check you. And I just like the
Gatekeeping.
show.
Gatekeeping
They
204.
gonna find a flaw. If
Yeah.
like you better know your history because they gonna know where you stand at when it comes out of that dragon.
Yeah, exactly. Facts.
But
Crazy.
so how do you stay consistent and not get burned out when you making these videos?
Sometimes I will take a break. I had a little gap between a few things. Obviously, the whole mantra for a lot of people is always stay consistent. But sometimes you get burnt out. I have mutuals that got 300K, like 200K followers. Like they take some time off, to reflect. I mean, we're all human beings at the end of the day.
Oh
Like
yeah.
not every, it's just like the whole like standard or what people would tell you is you need to post 2-3 times a day. And so and sometimes that's the case and sometimes that's not the case. Like I post once, maybe twice a day or something like that when I can and stuff. Obviously I work and everything and I like playing video games or I post on threads. I try to be consistent more on threads because it's easier. So like I was telling Jay, I was like, yeah, when it comes down to threads, like screen record is like your best friend, like if you want to post something that's like really, really cool and you know what? I remember that episode of Samurai Jack because I post Samurai Jack too.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me screen record. Let me find out on YouTube and stuff like that. And I just, post it up there and see what people think about it, like, but with TikTok, it takes a little bit more planning, a little bit more strategy. Like, oh man, I got to choose the right photos, especially if you're using the green screen. So it's a little bit more time consuming. Obviously, it's sometimes worth it to just try out certain things. Or when I was doing my 31 days of Halloween, I was trying to be consistent as possible because it was 31 days. I wasn't trying to mess up. It
Like
was like,
I
hey,
put
man,
this promise on myself. I got to stick to it.
exactly. It'd be day 14. I'm trying to catch up with 12 and 13. It's like, hey man, what happened with 14? I got people following me the whole time talking about, hey man, you supposed to be on 14. What you talking about 13 for? It's middle of the day. You crazy, man.
But I mean, you gotta kind of think about it though, in
hmm
a standpoint where content creation or just anything dealing with people outside of your own perspective, it's a job. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do your job well, you're not gonna get paid. So it's like, if you don't be consistent with your craft or whatever the case may be, when communicating with your community,
hmm
they're not going to follow you. So
Yeah.
you have to set that boundary for yourself. Sometimes you don't want to do it only because you don't know how your body feeling. You might not even be in the mood, but it's all about the consistent.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Absolutely.
yeah, that I'm trying to learn that for myself, bro. So
hmm
so believe me, I totally understand. I like everything you're doing though. I went to your TikTok profile, man, and I was just scrolling through your content, and I'm like, this dude right here, he's going to make it big because it's not, your stuff is not everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
You're not just, I'm talking about Earth today, or I'm talking about Mars tomorrow. You're the topics that you're relating to on TikTok actually has meaning, and a lot of folks will gravitate towards that because they're, okay, this cat is on it. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? So I'm going to follow him because I like his content. And I'm just gonna tell you, man, keep doing your thing, bro. And
I appreciate it.
you definitely gonna excel a lot of milestones, brother.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just, again, I try to keep it an open mind when it comes down to things. Like I said, consistency is key, but I would say more than anything is community. The one thing I like about Threads is that it's a strong community. I mean, ignore all the toxic, no profile picture, white profile pictures with the blank screen and everything like that, with the blank outline silhouette. Like, ignore those. But there's general people in this community, such as you and I, that like really, really like topics and things and like to discuss things that we can have a general conversation with. Like, I feel like with Threads is something special like that within that platform. Again, community is always key. It's cool to go viral. It's cool to do certain things that are like, okay, well, I get a lot of more views, but it's also cool to have like a tightly knitted community. Because at the end of the day, if you got a strong community, people will understand where you're coming from and what you're going through.
Sure.
Not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to want to get up and make content and stuff. And that's the thing. The hardest thing for like certain people is that when it comes down to making content, the one thing is that you had to accept that you're not getting paid for it, and that's the hardest part for a lot of people. Like, I can sit here and I got threads and I'm looking at my insights. I got millions of views. People say, you ain't monetized yet. It's like, nah, I'm not monetized, but hey, I'll get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel if you just keep working hard, you keep trying this stuff, and you just have to stay on your own track. Some people it's slower and some people it's faster. You know what I'm saying? As long as you stay consistent to yourself and stay true to yourself and to your community and the people around you, you should be good. I get motivated by some of my mutuals on TikTok or, because just recently they went to the Game Awards.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, wow, I was growing up, I'm 30 now. When I used to stay up all the time, it was three weeks. Man, like,
E3 on G.
exactly. Hey, you
Man,
got
you
it,
took
you
it back.
got it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, man, I would love to go there one day. And then I had an opportunity to, and guess what? COVID happened.
over the time warp of our lifetime, huh?
Yeah, and so, I look at that as not envious or anything or jealousy. I look at it as inspiration. I tell some of my favorite creators and that are my mutuals all the time that, hey, you inspire me because you're pushing me to produce more of my content. When I left LA and I met, some of my favorite content creators, Tony Sino, check him on TikTok. He's huge. You know what I'm saying? My boy Ron, he's cool. Renell, a game. It used to be Wally Gaming Takes, but Renell Gaming Takes, he's really cool. Jacob Stevens. Even my boy Mo Lowry that inspired me for that 31 Days of Halloween segments. Like he did it, and I will laugh all the time. And then I'm like, man, let me make one with just gaming. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed committed to it, but all that stuff really inspires me to like get better. I love seeing not only my friends make it, but mutuals make it and people that I aspire more to be make it. And I want us all to make it. I want us all to be monetized. All that stuff is cool,
Yeah.
but I want us to grow together as one, not just individually. We're all on our own missions and stuff. We want to, travel the world and do whatever and stuff. And you just have to go out and do it. That's just my little take.
No, you
Hey,
hit the
man.
nail on the head. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, for real. Because, like I say in many episodes, bro, this is the main reason why, Retro Pioneers exist. Only because it's like we want to make a platform where we're able to voice our opinions, the small guys. Hopefully one day we can get big content creators in here too, but right now they're gonna look at it as, well, you're not big enough for us yet.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Our main goal is to do what we can to grow all together. You know what I'm saying? And someone got to do it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And we trying to grow where we can have our own award show, and it's not necessarily got to be about AAA games, but it can be the indie games that don't get the recognition that
Exactly.
they supposed to. So it's all about your passion for it, and of course, time. You got to be patient. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because within time, all will come. But
Yeah.
what what do you see yourself leaning more on, like towards a platform once, like you said, hopefully TikTok do not, go away. But if it does, what platform are you looking to expand your content creation?
Uh, Obviously, Threads. Again, I'll be patient with the TikTok ban, but you know what I'm saying. I have no doubt in my mind that there's going to be another platform that just rises and stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna try to go into like Instagram and other things and think of new avenues or just new ideas to expand my horizon on those platforms.
Uh-huh.
But mostly with Threads, I've been a huge fan of Threads for like this the time I've had it. I've only had it for about 3-4 months. I love to spend more, probably add some of my own content creation, not or my own content in it, not just stuff that I find on the internet that I like. I like to wove a lot of things into that. Obviously, I would love to. One of my personal goals is to have 1,000 on TikTok and 1,000 on Threads, and I would love to have them on both. I mean, if
Nice.
TikTok is gone,
It's gonna happen. It's
yeah,
gonna
Oh
happen.
yeah. You're on your way there.
Threads, I get followers every day, so I'm not too worried about it. And I appreciate every one of my followers, by the way. So shout outs to everybody who, tune in and stuff. Shout outs to Cruiser too, because he's probably watching right now.
Yeah,
Cruiser.
he's
Cruiser's
watching.
here.
Yeah,
Cruiser's
yeah,
here.
that's my guy, Cruiser. Yeah. He probably laughing. It's like, hey, Jay.
Yeah. Cruiser's 3X.
Yeah, man.
He's saying you one of the most consistent people he know on Threads right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
sitting
yeah,
around.
yeah. Yeah, Cruiser, that's my guy, man. He's doing his own thing with his music and even that inspires me too, man. Like look at him doing his own thing. He's told me some stuff. I'm gonna keep it confident, you know what I'm saying, to respect to him. That he's been, utilizing his music to change his life too. So I find great like inspiration and passion of just like things. And I'm totally impressed. Like even you, Jay, when you get like 5,000, 10,000 views, and people will tell you, oh, well, the views don't matter. They do matter because you want to get exposed. You want people to know who you are. Like a lot of YouTubers and TikTokers and stuff and big names and stuff, they got exposure. People starting sharing their stuff and posting their stuff. And, they started seeing it everywhere. Then you meet them somewhere at dinner somewhere. He's like, hey man, you that dude with the TikTok, And you'd
Right.
be like, hey man, how you doing? You want a picture or what? It's like, nah, I just want to say hi, man. You ain't that. Hey, you ain't that yet. You know what I mean? You ain't that.
And of course, we got I'm sorry. Well, of course, I got to mention this, that we got the beautiful Nate in the building too, right? She's
Oh, what's up,
really
Nate?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, so yeah, I checked out you guys' episode with her too. That was pretty dope,
I appreciate
And
it.
yeah, and like I said, you guys are, just doing great things, man. I want to see everybody grow. I'm happy for everybody. Again, I'm gonna try to be. I hope, because I was talking to Ron about this. Arnell, he's pretty cool. I hope to be like a ambassador for Threads. That would be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? That represents something like gaming. So, I might have to do
Yeah.
some interviews, or what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to go to these events, but it's also really cool to get invited to these events. Like, hey man, you built up in the Hyatt, you know what I mean, or something, Hilton.
Well, no, I mean, you're speaking. It's the unspoken truth that all of us gamers really want to say is that we'd love to be more part of the industry, and even if it's from a kind of a journalistic fan side, going to these events, talking to the developers, if anyone gets that opportunity, that's like a dream come true. You get a chance to kind of peek behind the curtain,
Mm-hmm.
and so most people don't get a chance to do that kind of stuff. So that's awesome when that starts happening.
But see, at the same time too, a lot of people do not see the opportunities that be right in front of their faces. We be so scared to take that leap in doing something. Like we're we procrastinate a lot, and that will sometimes make us miss our perfect opportunity that's meant for us at that particular time.
Yeah,
so
gotta go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta go for it. You can't be scared. You gotta be like, you know what? There's a time in the day, and today is that time. I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah, and a part of that is just networking. Again, at the time I was briefly unemployed. I had just came back from Vegas, lost my job afterwards. It's not because I gambled a lot or anything like that. Nah, it's just I got laid off,
man.
and then
Employers suck. No, they really do. A lot of the time, having worked a lot myself in my life, I've realized that people, when they get laid off, is 98% of the time not their fault.
yeah, facts. And so I took a leap, man. I was like an opportunity. It's like, the who was it? IGN. IGN had a live, so they had their own version of E3, but it wasn't really E3. But they had Phil Spencer. That was pretty cool, and a whole bunch of other guests and stuff. So I went there.
IGN Summer Games.
Yeah, IGN Live Summer Games, exactly. And so I took an opportunity. I was like, man, let me go to LA and stuff and check it out. I've never been to LA and stuff. And then, again, I met some of my favorite TikTok creators and that are big in the space of gaming. And, that really inspired me to like produce more, and networking will get you far when it comes down to where you want to be at in life, because then you can get some advice. Sometimes I would like DM certain, the people and be like, hey man, what advice do you have for me? You know what I'm saying? If they're willing to, they'll be willing to help you out and stuff, because again, they have the same mindset. They might have the same group mindset with you, with the networking and growing and stuff like that, because we all started at phase one, we all started with 0 followers. It's not till we put a camera on our face and we press record that it changed us, So that's just the one thing to keep in mind, is just networking is really good. You can meet a lot of people through networking and just going through events and stuff like that, and connecting with like-minded people such as yourself.
Okay. So in the collaboration world, and in collaboration, a huge in this huge content world, right? Is there any creators or brands you looking to collaborate in the near future?
As I sit in my uncomfortable chair, it's all right. Uh, I would love to collab with Secret Labs. You know, I need one of them recliner, like luxury.
One of the
That
many
that
chair
that
sponsors out there.
500. You feel real comfortable with the chair, and you be like, man, I'm good. But then you sit in one of those 500 chairs, like, man, I'm all right. But then you look at your wallet, and you're not all right.
Not all right at all.
Yo, you speaking mad facts.
Yeah, so Secret Labs is pretty dope. I mean, I would love to collab with anybody that is relating on gaming and stuff and things that I tend to like, Xbox, PlayStation. I've always voiced my opinions about them, both positive and negative and everything like that, but everything is always kind of mutual. Again, when it comes down to me and where I bring my audience and stuff, I like to I think so much that I just bring out my ideas on video and you know what I mean? If it gets a reaction, it gets a reaction, Same
Yeah.
thing with threads. It's like, you know, I just think of stuff, it's a lot of it is my own thoughts and how I like persuade them to the audience of like, okay, this is what I think about this subject. I try to stay relevant with what is being talked about because that also helps with TikTok too, staying relevant with certain things and everything like that.
Yeah. Stand on trends.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's
trends
what's
is
up.
also important.
Jenks, what did you think about the Game Awards? Did you watch anything coming out of the Game Awards? Any of the new trailers and games that are just announced? Anything exciting?
I had a few things. I thought I'm not a huge Witcher fan, but I was excited to see The Witcher there.
Yeah,
I was
which looks
also
good.
excited to see Okame make a return. That was really cool.
Yeah. What about Turok?
Turok, yeah, Turok. I messed with Turok too a lot. That was pretty cool. The cerebral bore, what do they call it? The one where you shoot it and some kind of thing just is like attached itself to the head of the
I don't
raptor or
remember
something like that.
weapons, but
Yeah. It's something like that. The cerebral bore, that's what they used to call it. That was pretty cool. I liked Intergalactic. Intergalactic was really nice. I'm a fan of
Intergalactic has me hyped
Naughty
up.
Dog. Naughty Dog,
Yeah.
The Last of Us and everything like that. Last of Us 1 and 2 are pretty solid games. I love Uncharted. So yeah, anything from Naughty Dog, I'm pretty keen on and stuff. There was another one too. I was excited for Astro Ball winning. So obviously I was
Yeah.
excited for Astro Ball winning. Omi Inusha. I know people are excited for Elden Ring. I'm not a huge Elden Ring fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a huge FromSoft fan. I do appreciate it though. I still like it. I like that people are excited for it. It's just not my cup of tea, So when it comes down to it,
I love
but
the original Elden Ring. This announcement was kind of interesting though. It's like a roguelike. Huh. I don't know how I feel about it being a roguelike,
mhm. Yeah, it's
but
roguelike and it's co-op too, which is actually pretty surprising.
well, I love co-op, but what I was hoping they would do was because the Elden Ring with Friends mod on the PC is so popular, where you can just play the whole game with your friends without any of the walls or anything. I was hoping they just do kind of something like that, where you just get a whole
Mhm.
open experience.
That would be dope.
That'd be
Yeah.
perfect. I figured that they would realize, oh well, we don't want people to just mod. We'll make a version ourselves and give you here's our full you can just do everything. But
I mean, you would think they'll take round due to the fact they know how big the modding community is on PC.
huge.
But I guess they don't care. They gonna want you to just keep doing what you do, far
Yeah.
as modding wise. But they at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you just got to take in consideration. Yes, you paid for our game, so you do whatever you want with it. Just don't go online.
No, exactly. Facts. Yeah, it's just with Elden Ring, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like that Shadow of the Erd Tree was actually like game of the year at the time.
Yeah.
It was
So that
nominated.
was
It was
pretty
nominated. Yeah.
yeah, it was nominated. And a lot of people were like, man, I mean, it's a DLC, like I understand, people worked on it, but you have to have the base game, and the base game is phenomenal. So it's like, like I guess what I mean. Um, I joke too. I was like, in my video about it, on TikTok, I was like, yeah, y'all might have to make another DLC for 2026 if you want to get Game of the Year again, or possibility because Grand
Right.
Theft Auto 6 is coming out. So it's just
Right.
you might need to make another one, just to see if you can do it again. Yeah.
Okay. So what would be your project dream project?
Project meaning,
It could be anything as far as content creation with a friend or a family member, or just something that will be major towards your journey. What you
I would say I would like to collab with some creators, you know what I'm saying? Like some of my streaming friends that I just mentioned. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, I just like making content, it's I don't know. That's actually a good question. So, I mean, I would just love to just, get more involved in, some of the major streamers out there or major like TikTokers out there and, just have a great time with it.
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. It's kind
Okay.
of
So
see where the content takes you, see how far you can go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How polished it can all become.
Mhm.
So,
man, it like they say, closed mouth don't get fed, man. So it's like, when you putting in that work and you actually I wouldn't say making a name for yourself, because you already doing it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's just the simple fact, well, look, I want to be a part of something with you when it comes, a project. I want you to do it with me. If they really liking what you're doing, they're gonna automatically say, okay, here's the green light. But if they don't, it's only because they don't see your true potential that you see. And give it time, they will. Sometimes it might not be the person who you need to collaborate with
Mhm.
in most cases. But I don't see any reason for no one to don't do content creation with you.
No, I hope so, man. I just make it for the passion, I appreciate everyone that tune in and stuff, my mutuals and just the supporters and stuff. I hope I can make cool content that people will enjoy, but you also have to stay in the count of like staying true to yourself, Like you don't want to be somebody who's like fake or like, oh man, he's just pretending he's hyping up these games and stuff. I want to be like more transparent with people and I want to have like insights and stuff. That's why I have stuff like threads for, because like I enjoy making content, I enjoy talking about topics about gaming and everything because it kind of reminds me of the days when I was in games media, because then, you have that time with those people that it's like, okay, well, you create a article piece and people talk about it and everything, and you know, you you just want to have fun with it. Everything is about having fun and enjoying it for the process and just hearing people's other side of views. Like a lot of things when it comes down to gaming or anything media related, is that we always have like certain things where like we try to be closed-minded or something like that. You just have to have an open perspective when it comes down to certain things or certain aspects that you want to present yourself with. So that's always
Yeah,
something to keep in mind.
yeah,
all right.
definitely.
So let's get to the nitty gritty, man. What animes are you watching?
I knew it. I'm watching Chainsaw Man right now. I always put everybody on Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That's probably my favorite one for like brand new. Like, hey man, if you want to try out an anime, this is the anime for you. But yeah, Chainsaw Man is pretty cool. I love Death Note, but I'm currently watching Chainsaw Man. I'm trying to get into other things like Vinland Saga and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the ones right there. Checking out a little bit of Daima. I was watching My Hero before, it ended. So yeah, and then Sakamoto Days, that's going to be on my horizon as well. So I haven't started the books, but they're there, So we're going to be looking
It's
at
a
it a
good
little bit
roster.
more.
It's a very good roster.
Sakamoto Days, look out for that one. So
Okay,
another
okay.
another non-sponsored shout out.
So let me ask you this: have you heard about the Tomb Raider animated.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I saw Netflix is doing a whole bunch of stuff. Devil May Cry, Tomb Raider,
Hopefully
Splinter
without the
Cell.
buff.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Netflix is pretty cool. They have a couple again, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, like good
Yeah.
Netflix show.
Yeah,
I'm
they got
hoping to see
Dota
more
on there.
Cyberpunk stuff because I really love that universe. So hopefully we'll see more Cyberpunk along the way and everything in between. So
Okay.
Nice.
So everybody in the chat, if you got anything you want to ask JNX Games, here your time.
Going back to Cyberpunk real quick, as we maybe some questions coming in. You said you had an official Metacritic review for that game when it first came out.
yeah. So I was one of the very fortunate people to actually get a PS5. Surprisingly
Okay.
enough, it took about an hour on Best Buy site without it all crashing down and stuff.
Wow.
But I got it. It took 2 days after the actual release for it too to get to me. But I ended up playing Cyberpunk with the PS5. I put a disclaimer on there that it is PS5. When you go to the Metacritic review, it's under PS4.
Okay.
So, I took that into account, but I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, me having a PS5, I had a little bit more advantage, so it was less bugs or less crashing. So I did take that into account, but I gave it an 8.7, I think a 8.75 or 8.7 around there, for its score. I enjoyed Cyberpunk. Even with the extra stuff or the DLC and stuff, I was
Phantom
still
Liberty.
on board. Yeah, Phantom Liberty. Should have got a game of the year, not.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but I love Cyberpunk, man. I'm a huge fan of the mythos, the lore. That's what really pulled me into the game is that the lore and
Yeah.
the atmosphere of Night City and doing the gigs and everything and interacting with people and stuff. It was all really nice and true and just like really natural to me and like certain things that you do and they kept improving on it over time. So, it's always a great thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cyberpunk's going to go down as one of the greatest game turnarounds in history. I mean, the game launched, it was like epic fail almost the way it launched. And then now coming back with Phantom Liberty and having Idris Elba, it's like probably the greatest turnaround ever.
Mhm.
All right, so we got our first question from Cruiser. Okay. Well, man, we thank you for being on the podcast, man. Being in the audience of the podcast. We hope that you come back and witness more greatness. We're gonna try to get your mask back on here too.
Yeah.
I think he sent another question. Let me know if you see it.
Yeah, one game with Pokemon. I guess that's the the general consistent. I mean, people say
Not bad.
Pokemon, but then you have to read some of the Pokedex, and it's like, man, like that's absolutely terrifying. I think Machamp. I was watching the death battle on it against Goro. I was like, Machamp can like move like a whole mountain, like by itself or something like that. I'm like, gosh, that's another thing to worry about. It not earthquakes or anything. You got to worry about daylets and and
Pokemon
everything
flexing
else.
your lights out.
Well, when they did the Detective Pikachu, it didn't look so bad. I was like, okay, that's not so bad. I can do this.
So speaking on that, when I first heard the concept of them making,
Detective
I was
Pikachu.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, how is this gonna work? But it actually wasn't that bad.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
hmm
Yeah, I was really surprised.
But what got me thinking though? So they made a live action of Pikachu and stuff like that, but they also made a live action Sonic, right? But yeah, I'm thinking they probably gonna make a Smash Bros movie.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. See, I wish they would do a lot more. Well, not live action, but I wish they would do more CGI movies, more stuff in the vein of Secret Level or the CGI movies we got here, like the Mario movie. Even just put them on TV. They don't have to be movies. Just give me a CGI version of a lot of the games we play. Just put it on Amazon, put it on Netflix. I mean, especially with the this amount of artists and who are able to use all these engines nowadays, it's like you just got to actually want to hire people.
Exactly. Don't put AI in front. It's nothing but love.
Yeah, we can just wrap it up
Mhm.
actually, since it's the end. We don't have to worry about
Okay. So thank you everybody for watching the podcast episode today. We sorry for the inconvenience, but things happen. And we just thank you for so
modern internet.
much for JNX Games, man, for coming on the podcast, man. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, bro.
I'm actually waving, but I have a black screen.
We can see you in spirit. I can
Exactly, in spirit.
Like I said, man, thank y'all everybody for watching us tonight, man. And we hope everyone have a good night, and we'll catch y'all next. Peace.